Evening. I know I'm running late. I literally just walked in the door. I had my daughter turn my computer on for me, get everything started on here, and so I can just run right in. So y'all give me 2 seconds while I get everything set up. 'Cause I don't have really nothing set up. I told myself I was gonna come home from work early so I can figure out how to duplicate this from YouTube also onto Discord so people can watch from Discord. I was gonna set all this stuff up, and here I am walking in the door from work at 7:02. Give me 1 second. I had to get something to drink. Unfortunately, nothing with alcohol in it, but it's been a crazy day. Hope everybody's doing well. I don't know. I haven't looked at. Somebody asked me earlier how many subscribers I lost from my video last night. I didn't. I didn't make video last night to try to be a douchebag or a dick to anybody or anything like that. It's just you get pissed off when you start seeing all of these comments online, these evil comments online, and I'm basically just saying, look, I don't like AOC. Think she's the dumbest, as dumb as this screwdriver, right? Probably the screwdriver's probably smarter. I don't want the girl to die. I don't, but I'm not getting, I told myself I wasn't going to talk about that. I am curious to see though, so far. So it's been 20 hours. I am curious to see how many subscribers I lost since that video last night. So let's see. Let's go here. Oh, I lost 5 subscribers, which could just be a natural thing. When you don't upload videos and stuff, or people get YouTube accounts banned or something. I don't know. I'm always losing or gaining and losing and gaining, but I did lose 5. On my Discord, let's see what Discord looks like. I lost 2 on Discord. That's funny. It ain't funny, really. It's sad. It's sad. I thought I was as neutral as possible, but I knew putting that first part of that video out was gonna alienate some people, and so be it. I think that's the problem today. The problem today is no matter what, it's people who are extreme on one side or the other just can't even listen to the other side. Don't want to hear it. If they disagree with the other side, that other person's evil. And if people felt that, I rarely ever get political. I even made sure I shut it down on my Discord, but because some people must have got their feelings hurt, they left my Discord. They left my, we're here for crypto, and 99.99% of the time, 363 days out the year, we never talk crypto. I mean, we never talk political. We talk crypto. If you want to give up the alpha that we have on this channel, I know it's funny. I'm just joking. But we're gonna start having some guests soon and stuff like that. I'm planning on bringing some more people on to do lives and AMAs and stages and stuff as soon as I can figure out how to get all that set up the right way. And if you want to miss out on that going into a bull market because you got upset because I say nobody should die, period. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you have a problem with that, go, man. Unsub, please go away. So that's it. I'm not talking about no more about that tonight. I'm not getting involved in that. Packer game is on in 10 as well. Prayer for the Kirks family. Yes. I still, every time I see a video of those little girls, they got one when he's playing on the beach with his daughter. Me as a father, it affects me because I just think that the things, I don't care if it's 10 years from now, 15 years from now, the things these girls are going to hear about their father, which absolutely is not true. God forbid if they ever see the video that I saw yesterday, the raw video before it was taken down. You know, I'll tell you, I've been on some homicide scenes that one had the kitchen, had blood everywhere, and that video was horrific. And if I never see it again, and I just feel for the family on that, you know, and prayers for the family. I don't think prayers are going to even be enough for them to recover from something like this, but that's all they can do. Yes, I stopped following people on Facebook. I stopped following people on Twitter. We have a local microbrewery down here in the French Quarter of New Orleans. That guy's online telling everybody basically Charlie Kirk, and if you have a problem with it, he'll piss in your beer while you're at his place. I'm like, you're a business person. Like, are you that political that you're going to risk your business that you built for years as a small business, a microbrewery? Are you that evil that you're going to risk your business by making stupid comments like that? And the worst part is he's making them from the business Facebook page and Twitter. It's horrible. It's absolutely, and I don't know if y'all have seen it on a national level, but I mean, Courtyard Brew, the Courtyard Brewery. Dude, it's just people losing their mind, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Hey, Kronzer, I'm gonna tell you, I felt evil for seeing it. Like, somebody sent it to me and said, dude, this is gruesome. I'm thinking I'm just gonna see, like, from far away the shooting occurred. And this was one of the raw videos that was up close, because the same version of that video is out now with a white banner across it, so you can't see it. But the video I saw that was close up when it occurred, like, dude, you see that in, like, Saving Private Ryan, and it's a movie, and it still affects you. Like, it was horrific. Kudos to South Park for taking down their the show with Kirk on it. Look, I've been a South Park fan for years, since the day they came out. I had T-shirts when I was younger for them and stuff like that, and I still think that episode went a tad too far before this happened. But hey, anyway, we're here to talk about crypto. For those who caught my live on Tuesday, I have a little bit of apologizing to do, because y'all know me. If I'm wrong about something, I am one of these rare 1% YouTubers that will come on here, if it's even 1%, that will come on here and say I was wrong, and then I have to recalculate my numbers. For I don't know how long now, I have been having natics. Let me set up my studio mode. I've been having natics in this bottom section down here, ranked number 13 at 27 cents a day. Apparently, Natick splits up their rewards. Now, I can't go back all the way. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how long Natix has been. Maybe one of y'all know how long Natix has been on mainnet. I've told you I've ran Natix while it was on testnet for a long time. I don't know what's bonus. I don't know what's mainnet. I mean, I don't know what I got from mainnet. I don't know what. I've never staked it. I don't know if they have staking available. I really haven't kept in touch with that part. But I still run Natix. I still run the Nitro when I know I got 2 or 3 trips lined up, whether it's going to the hunting lease or to my son's college or down south to Grand Isle, check on Wingbits devices and stuff like that. And I got almost $700 worth of Natix right now, and I'm about to fall backwards. Now, again, I don't know exact calculations of what stacked up where. I don't know how long. I think we bought somebody, if any of y'all can tell me, any of y'all in natives can tell me how long, we've been on mainnet. Has it been since January? Am I imagining that? Or, maybe if I go, I don't know if I go on CoinMarketCap, if that might tell me. But I gotta tell y'all, I'm very surprised, and I'm not too far off. I still made about $9 on the month, but I also have where I have, pushed it out. I did videos on it. It's a free app. And I have people who joined under me, so I got some of that too. But I actually got this month well more than $9. I went to recalculate again to do it, but I was very low on my numbers. Now, I'm still going to say, you don't hear much from this project other than that VX360 thing. I can't tell you what this project's doing. The Discord's active, but I am the kind of person that will come on here and say, maybe I need to give a second look or a second effort, or maybe just like Demo, maybe I need to possibly raise Nadix back up to the main net section out of the battle for last place, the battle for dead is what I really what I want to call this. If y'all running Nadix, tell me what y'all doing, but it's I think I'm gonna have to relook at Nadix. My biggest thing, and what I told y'all the other night, is I'm starting to get DEPIN burnout to a point on some of these projects. My projects that I'm excited about, the GeoNets, the Wingbits, and stuff like that, no burnout at all. So don't take this the wrong way. Maybe it's semi-burnout. The apps I'm making 17 cents a day or a week or a month, I'm getting a little burnout on them. Setting up all these phones and stuff, and I got all these, here's 3 right here that I just, because I walked in late. Y'all know, if y'all came here early, y'all know I came straight. I literally walked in the door, told my dog hi, told my daughter hi, and came straight on here. Came straight here. But like, these are 3 phones right here that I got charged because they were on my dashboard. If this is making me $1 something a day, I don't mind taking the time to do it. If this is making me 17 cents a day, whatever. I'm not in the mood to deal with that. And that's kind of how I feel right now. So with Nadix, it looks like maybe it started in September. So in a year, I made, I don't remember exactly what it was. Let's see. And hey, if you want to get Nadix, the thing about Nadix is I'm only allowed 4 links to share with people. Now, see, today I got another contribution. So it seems like almost every day I'm getting contributions from my first driver circle. I don't remember seeing this every day like this. So I got another 8,000 Nadix today, 8,700 Nadix today, just from my driver circle. Oh, I wish that's what it was. That's $6 worth. That can't be right. There's no way. Okay, got it. Let me see. Is anybody in Nadix? 619 is gonna rub Hive Mapper in my face. 619, dude, I've been DMing you about solar panel stations. At least I think. I'm building the solar panel station at work for something with a battery and everything like that. And if I can get it working right with a camera, I'm planning on doing the same thing for a Wingbits device. And then also, me and somebody else are trying to put one in Canada, but certain batteries can't handle -6 degrees. And I know you have a bunch of stations out. So can you, have you had any batteries with it getting cold in the desert? That's my question I want to know. And I still will need to find a controller that will handle a solar panel coming in but also I can trickle charge the battery with 110. So then when 110 fails, it'll keep the battery charged. I know, guys, my ADD's all over the place. I was in the middle talking to Nadix, and now I'm having a conversation with 619. So yeah, with Nadix though, let's see. Right now with Nadix, I lied to y'all. I have total 875,350 Nadix right now. That is $642. And another thing is, when you actually look at the 1 year price, it's only down 27% from 0.001 to 0.007. That's not that bad when you look at what some of these other ones. You want to go look at what Silencio and Demo and Sword Chain has did in the last year. And in fact, this was up to 0.001. So my Nadix would have been worth even more. I don't know how I built up all this Nadix. 642 divided by 12 months. That's $53 a month divided by 30. It's like $1.78 a month. Look, I know I failed college math, but apparently I really failed this one. But again, I'm going to say also, that's not just running. That's why I don't like giving y'all Silencio numbers either. Because with Silencio, you know, I had this goal to make, to bring on 100 people with Silencio. And I almost hit. Actually, I think I hit it right at 100. Right at 100. I talked somebody into work to do, hey man, go do this like once or twice just so I can reach 100. And I reached 100 so I can get that bonus. But I don't like telling y'all that, you know, I have 700,000 tickets and I'm making this a month, because if you said, you know what, I want to try Silencio out because I heard Grumpy talk about it, you're not making nowhere near what I'm making, because you don't have 100 people or however many are now, you know, still on Silencio contributing to, you know, me, my little percentage I get from people coming on. And I'm staking over 1 million Silencio. So you're not going to get 700,000 raffle tickets. You're lucky if you get 100,000 raffle tickets. So you're not going to make what I make. So it sucks to even try to give y'all a month, a number of what I make a day. And Nadix is the same thing. I'm quite surprised by how much Nadix I got and what it's worth. But if y'all jumped on Nadix right now, I don't think y'all going to get that in that DEPIN project. So I would say, I would say that I'm gonna put my links up later when we're done with the show, and y'all go join Nadix, because you do get a bonus if you do use the referral link. Try it out, and then somebody report back to me on what y'all getting. I was pushing these. Actually, I got a link in my description. I'm looking right now in my description for a window mount. I'm gonna tell you right now, this window mount is so freaking secure, I can't get it off my windshield. I'm not joking. Cannot get it off my windshield. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. My work truck has it's a diesel, so it has those orange lights on the top. Either the orange lights are leaking or the sunroof's leaking, but when I hit the brakes, the plastic trim on the top has water coming out inside the truck. So I tried to take this off and try to get it a little bit smaller for y'all. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot tell you how pleased I am that I'm actually buying a second one, and I'm gonna have two. I bought one to try out. You can plug it in if you want with a charger. The problem I have is in this 100-degree heat we have. Well, now your phone, with especially like mine with this black case, sits in there and charges it. It starts to overheat. But I took the charger off and it still does it. So that's just the phone being in the windshield. But I'm going to tell y'all, this thing will not come off. It's got a little bit of a sticky pad, but it does have vacuum suction. So this is in my description. But, you know, I really need like 4 of these things. That's how crazy. The other one I got is the one I used to share a link with y'all a while back where it hangs from the windshield. This thing is way more secure. Your phone does not move. There's a link in the description below, and if you buy it, I think they give 7 cents to a needy family, my needy family. And literally, it's like 7, 8 cents. It ain't nothing crazy. Amazon referral links are not what people think they are. So let's see, where are we at? I have a 4G trail camera there now. That's why I'm putting the real camera there. If that answers your question. You know, we have cameras going back to a server that's recording all the time and stuff like that. So even if the motion don't go off, we capturing it and stuff like that. Where because I have the 4G trail cameras for my hunting lease, so I'm familiar with them. And yeah, yeah, I've actually had to start driving around with the air conditioning coming out the top. I guess you call it the defroster. And I split it between the defroster. But the problem is it takes so much air out of the normal in your face thing. It starts getting hot. Like it's hot as hell. Like it's September, but you know, it's 86 degrees right now at the house with a brisk 65% humidity. You know, it's I gotta go work a football game again tomorrow night, and it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. Hot, stuffy, sweaty, nasty. But 619, are you using the lithium phosphate LifePo batteries, and you haven't had any issues? Because in Canada, where we're looking at putting the Wingbit station, supposedly gets to -60 sometimes, and I know them LifePo batteries will shut down when it gets down to something like that. But I am still looking to broaden my horizon, if that's the word. You know, one bigger hexes. What really killed me is the fact that you can't get geosonars anymore. Because with some of the issues, I know that some of them are no longer, they're not having this problem. They fixed them, whatever you want to say. But I'm not really going to put a you know, somewhere in this general area, because I don't like to give away my spots, because people snipe them, even though I don't think nobody would snipe them up here. But I'm really not with that crazy cold and warming up crazy cold and the issues with some WB 200s had 1% of them or whatever it was. I don't want to risk, you know, a host that's going to go drive who knows how many hours to go put this out for a Wingbits device to have the WB 200 to have. So my point I'm getting at is I'm going to try to pull one of my Wingbits devices, because I'm just hurting myself anyway, and ship it up here somewhere. But it's going to be a remote station with a battery, and I don't know. Dude, you know you made it when spammer bots come in. I don't know, like, Deposit Trust and Clearing Corporation has listed Fidelity, Solana, ETF. Oh, I really don't think all them things have. And we know XRP. Don't get me started on the XRP, because y'all gonna get me in trouble, just like politics. XRP ETF has been postponed or whatever, not gonna happen. And of course, there's all the extra people have Milkman, order the Nubla. I want a Nubla, man. I want a Nubla. Just a little inside information for y'all. HiFix has not paid me anything for my code since June. I've been emailing them back and forth. They owe me almost, I don't want to say, I'm trying not to get it too personal, but let me just say, if I ever get my freaking money, I'm ordering a Nubla. I'm supposed to have somebody who was going to send me one. If y'all were in the live that back 2 months ago when he said he was going to send me one, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to call him out like that. Maybe he thought he had an extra one that he was going to be able to send and it didn't work out. But I want a Nubla. I'm planning on getting a Nubla. I want it in on the project. I hesitated too long. I've been wanting to get a Nubla, if y'all followed me at all. And it's more because I think there's room for a weather DEPIN in DEPIN. I thought WeatherXM would have that cornered, but some of these decisions I'm seeing WeatherXM. Now I know some of y'all disagree with my videos and my thoughts on WeatherXM. Some of y'all believe that this is going to help out WeatherXM tremendously and help people get stations, and it's going to help out tremendously. That's fine. But tokens on a spiral down. I'm hearing more and more positive things about Nubla, and I think I want to get in Nubla. And if it's late, then it's late. It's we all know getting into projects early is the key. That's why we take chances with Combiner and some of these other ones. But so my WB200 that's right here, you know, it's my own fault, but the guy got rid of his fishing cabin again. Apparently he just rents it out for the main fishing time. And he always tells me, no, I'm probably going to keep it this year. I'm probably going to keep it this year. So I went and installed it back. This station was originally right here, which is a more optimal spot because there's less buildings and stuff on the backside. It is 5 feet, 10, literally 5 or 10 feet from the Gulf. So you would get this huge coverage area. He has decided that he's no longer going to keep that. And then March, he might come back. This one is on a building that my friend has. So I am still here. What I'm contemplating is possibly taking this WB200 and putting it here on his building, and then taking this DIY station and putting it up in Canada, where I've been offered a spot. Part of me is the greediness that I'm making 100% rewards when I have it down here, and then I'm going to be splitting the rewards when it goes up north to the hosted area. I could possibly take one of these stations down, but these are on both of these are on 2 buildings in Baton Rouge. That I don't pay really hardly any lease for other than the ISP for internet. But I just still wonder if I'm just hurting myself by keeping these online. This is on top of a building also. This one might need to come down. Wait, which one? I clicked on one that said 60. I thought I did. I just one I saw 60. So that's what I might do. I might just click through all these, figure out who over 7 or 14 days has the least amount of tokens, and yank that one, call it a day. Send that one up north. Decisions. Decisions. Remember the days we used to get 600 tokens? So what else is going on in crypto? I have not had a chance to really look at anything. Bitcoin making a push. Bitcoin's making a push. Does that mean that if Bitcoin's making this big push back up, does that mean that we are not going to have this where we at? 115,000. Oh. You know, y'all know I like to pretend like I make lines and like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I told y'all it kept hitting this line. Eventually when it comes through, it's gonna come through. And it kind of went sideways. It kind of went up a little bit. Ethereum. Bitcoin. Hmm. Yeah, you don't want to see sideways on this one. If you want an alt season, you want to see this continue going down, because that's, if y'all saw me with this chart before, this is always the bear market, and this is the alt season. And then you came up, and then you're waiting for the alt season. So maybe it consolidates a little bit. I don't know. Don't know. This is the weekly chart. It's funny how these things work out like that. So what else? When DIY again? When bigger hexes? Oh, I'd love for DIY again. I know. I haven't seen Axie on here yet, so I can say this without getting in trouble. I was kind of hoping that when they started having a couple of issues with these high fix devices, that they would open DIY up again. No, I really think it's also that for if the same, if that so that all those high fix stations are technically the same. You don't have all these different type of OSs and user problems and stuff like that. That's why they kind of went all with one station. I don't know. Luckily, like I said, even though my high fix is in that serial number range, knock on wood, some bad thunderstorms down there, I haven't had any issues with my high fix station. You know, my rate cut idea. I think Trump's gonna tell this dude, either you cut the rate, or I'm cutting you, as in cutting fired. Make sure I explain that these days. Um, Even if he legally can or not, we know Trump don't care. But I know he was not happy when they didn't cut the rate last time. My not so professional crypto opinion is there's been so much talk about a crypto. I mean, I'm sorry. There's been so much talk about a percentage cut. It's already baked in the price. I don't really see it having a big effect. But we all know when we think Bitcoin's going to zig, it zags. So who knows? Who knows? Um, Jay Styles says, I have one high fix that died. They sent out a new antenna and cable, but likely the device since neither worked. Why would they just send you the antenna and cable? I'm not happy with high fix. So y'all don't trigger me too bad. I'm not happy with high fix. Don't play with my money. You want me to push your website and devices on your website, and then you keep making excuses why I can't get paid. I don't know about any other influencers, but that's why I'm telling everybody to go to Helium Deploy. I got some awards today from Helium Deploy. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, the only reason I can think of them possibly sending you antenna is because some of them had issues with that center pin coming loose. That's the only thing I can figure. You know, when you look at, this is my stock antenna from my high fix WB200, and you can see that there was a center pin. There's a center pin in the middle, and some people had theirs what they call floating, meaning they weren't connected anymore. I've been going to the gym again since my surgery. I've been out the gym for like 3 months. When I tell you my arms are so sore right now that I cannot fully extend them out. And catching heart attacks on cardio is killing me. But it is what it is. See that my internet's dropping. I don't know if I still have y'all or not. Um, Uh-oh. Could y'all see me or hear me? My speed test is good, but for some reason YouTube's saying that I'm dropping. Can y'all still hear me? That's weird. Yeah, I still got almost a gigabyte down and 100 megs upload. But yet YouTube and OBS are telling me that my bandwidth, like I've got alarms and stuff going on, lagging. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, how about now? Can y'all hear me now? Dude, I don't know. I don't know if it's something wrong with OBS because OBS is the one throwing alarms up. But my internet, when I do a speed test, I have a gig download speed right now and 100 megs upload. Yeah, I switched it to my personal hotspot on my phone. If that stays up. But OBS is still telling me I'm having issues. A lot of drop frames. All right, so if y'all tell me I'm good, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, that's weird. OBS is still throwing an alarm saying I'm bad. So if it lags too bad, we'll cut it short tonight. I haven't eaten or anything like that. But I don't know. I don't know why I'd have awesome download and upload speed. I know it's gonna be more upload for me. We'll see. Probably YouTube hiccup. Conspiracy, man. I'm telling you, they don't want me to speak the truth. You start talking about rate cuts and drops. But what I was saying was rate cuts. A lot of times when we've been talking about this and people expecting it, that price has been baked in already, or that news has been baked in the price already. Bitcoin zigs when it's supposed to zag. I've seen times where we thought after some news, Bitcoin was supposed to go crazy and rise up, and it ended up dropping because people were too busy trying to short it, long it, or whatever like that. Earn app digging deep. Ain't no earn app on this one. Ain't nothing. That's the thing. It's on my computer. This computer I built, if y'all been following me long enough, earlier this year I built this computer and paid a lot of extra for a lot of high-end stuff in here. You know, i9 processor and all this stuff like that, 14900 processor and GPU 4070 Ti GPU and all this stuff like that. I'm not putting earn app on this. There's nothing. I don't even like Tailscale running on it because sometimes even Tailscale, I'm looking at the resources, I can see it getting dragged a little bit. No, Call of Duty, I suck enough at Call of Duty that I have to squeeze out every FPS I can, and I can't have nothing lagging it down. So there's no earn app, there's no grass, there's no anything like that on this computer. All that's ran on separate old computers or Pies on separate networks, separate VLANs, whatever. Yeah, I don't think I actually could even solve these problems. Yep. Axie, I haven't seen Axie. I haven't seen Who Fought It or anybody, the usual suspects. Who Fought It can tell me where to put the mic at, and Axie can tell me how close or how far away to get to the mic. But we're good now. I mean, I'm rolling through my phone at half the speed. That shows you how much sense that makes. But anyway. So how's everybody? My teeth look clean? I know I'm an idiot. I think they look white, pearly white. Brush-O, man. Brush-O. Brush-O. What are those tokens called? Like, I don't know, man. I gotta see if I've been getting my Brush-Os. Brush O. Let's see what our app says. Brush O. Y'all want to hear something funny? This morning I was running late for work, but I said I got to do my Brush O. I didn't open the app up. I didn't pay attention to the timing. And as I'm walking around my room trying to get my clothes for work, I'm doing my Brush O. And look, I'm not doing like 30 seconds here, 30 seconds here, 30. Like I'm just doing the old fashioned way where I do this section for a while, then do this section, then do this section, and go back to this section like that. When I was done, I got the highest percentage or score that I've gotten yet since I've been doing this for over a week or 2 weeks, whatever I've been doing this now. I got a 92. I've never gotten into the 90s. So my point is, while I'm sitting there trying to do it the right way to follow the app, I've been getting 70s and 80s. Today, I'm just all over the place, zigzagging and everything. And I got a 92. I still think the app is worthless other than counting my Brush O tokens. That's the only thing I think it's good for. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm going to tell y'all, every now and then I still go back to my old toothbrush, and I do find that the Brush O, I find my teeth feel cleaner. I never thought we'd be talking about this during the crypto video, but I can't knock the product. The app might suck, how it scores you on your teeth and stuff like that. I don't know, but hey, you want Brush O, check it out. But I told everybody, you need a new toothbrush, check out Brush O. You make a little bit of crypto in the end. Don't buy this thinking you're doing it to buy a Lambo. That's for darn sure. Where is it? Got any old Doge home monitors you want to get rid of? No. I had an L3++ that would mine Litecoin or 3+++ or one of them like that. I don't remember what it was. It was a Bitminer or whatever it was was doing very well in the beginning, which was years ago. Because I remember my son was still playing baseball for rec ball. Like that's how, 12 years old, maybe. That'd be 6-8 years ago. Anyway, but the pool I was mining Litecoin also mined Doge, or the device still mined Doge, but you still got completely rewarded in Litecoin or something like that. And that was it. I had some can of something Bitcoin miners that somebody gave me, like 10 of them, and they were so inefficient that it wasn't even worth it. I was also trying to think what the name of that program was. I'm gonna tell you how I made a decent amount of money. I can't find it. Of course, I can't find it now. But I was mining to a program, and basically, you could pick whatever token you wanted, even if it was a non-mineable token. That's how I got my XRP. That's how I started with Cardano. Is basically it was just you were mining to their pool and choosing your payout. And I don't know why I can't find it. I mean, that's how long ago I had it. I'm looking at my old bookmarks and stuff for crypto and stuff like that. I don't see it. I know I have it on my old laptop, but prohashing.com. Prohashing.com. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Two-factor authentication. Man. Prohashing. Okay, 241 app or your 2FA app or whatever it's called. Pro hashing. And what was cool, like I said, is you can take any miner you wanted. I don't care what the miner was. You can take whatever miner you wanted, and you could get it paid in Cardano, OMG, Binance token, Chainlink, XRP. You, look how long ago that was. 2021, 2022. And I just kind of forgot about it for a while. But you could take any that's what was cool about it. You could take any miner, despite the hash rate, you put it on here and you pick. The only thing it did limit you was you had to have a certain amount of tokens, like before you could pull it out. Look, I might still have tokens in here somewhere. Oh, it says I have no balances. Start mining to earn. So they must have cleaned my balance out for a while. Or it says, look, because I'm telling you right now, I didn't take everything out of here. I had some little trash tokens or some of these tokens that you need a certain amount or balanced before you can move it. And I just gave up. Or my I'm trying to remember what I was even mining with back then. Because I wasn't using the L3 Plus for this. The L3 Plus, I was putting strictly on Litecoin pool, one of them light pools. I had a buddy with a warehouse who didn't care about power. I helped him out with networking stuff. Because that's, if y'all have ever followed me for since the beginning, y'all know, what do you want to call it? The buddy system, barter system, whatever you want. A lot of my crypto stuff came from bartering or exchanging services. I got buddies that don't know nothing about network, don't know the difference between a Cat5 cable and a power cable. And when they needed something done network wise, unless it got really crazy, until I learned how to VLAN and do network stuff, I could do some basic stuff, and they let me put an ASIC in their warehouse. They didn't care. It was loud enough so they didn't hear it, and they were using so much electrical stuff that a 110-volt ASIC didn't matter. $2 million sheep now. Yeah, but 2 million sheep is what, like 7 cents? Keep hearing more and more about they're gonna burn and what kind of burn mechanism they're gonna use, and they're burning all these tokens and all this stuff like that. But I'll tell you, there's part of me that I miss ASIC mining, but I've had Bitmain and them contact me one time, and I was supposed to go to a conference, and Bitmain was gonna pay for the tickets, and I was gonna go and hang out with them and stuff like that. But then, y'all know me. I don't really want to talk about stuff in this channel that I don't really 100% support. And I hope this doesn't screw me in the future, Bitmain. But I'm saying is, some of these ASIC miners are downright stupidly priced, crazy priced. And you know, I just can't see me endorsing people buying 15,000 ASIC miners that, even if they're making, like Vosk does, and I just can't see me endorsing that. Like, but there's a part of me too, like when I'm doing some of these videos that I know I'm not going to get into, and like the AI one I did last week, I still want to bring it to y'all, but some of these things are just downright crazy. And you talk about, this one's only 3,200, but not shipping to October 2025. That's another thing. Some of these, I remember it would take forever for you to ship, and by the time you get it shipped to you and you get it in, the difficulty level went up again, and you're getting hurt as far as what you're going to make. Let me see if I can find this website. I'm curious. Basic minor profitability. Just curious. Sorry I'm taking so long with this. Apparently my internet's going really slow again. But it's crazy. It's trying to see what the typical terahash is now. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't want to take up all your time with this. I'm trying to see. I used to have a website that I could go to that would show me. I haven't been in any of this stuff in so long that it's hard for me to even find it. What to mine dashboard, simple mining, crypto calculator. I don't know. Y'all know more than me, but I just think, by the time, if you would ever see profitability, and I haven't been following Vosk projects as much because I'm not mining that kind of stuff, and I'm not interested to get into any of these ASICs. So I haven't followed all this stuff, and I don't know the man's business. I don't know his, I don't know if he's getting all these ASICs as YouTube video stuff, but some of these things he's getting a 15, 16 grand. There's no way he's ever seen ROI on that. No guy who knows a guy. Well, Milkman, you never know, man. Just like the XRP people who think it's going to $100. So people just don't want to face facts. But anyway, I don't know what else we got. Anything going on X lately? Mr. Passive Miner says the same thing I'm saying. The next grass airdrop will upset some people. And I still think part of I need to get a aluminum foil hat. I keep saying that. I need to put my aluminum foil hat on and say that I think that's partly why they keep dragging this on further. Because the longer they drag it further, the more rewards that you will get. So you don't think that, like, if you get this big lump of rewards, you'd be like, man, this is a lot. But when you also remember that they haven't paid you in 12 months and you split it up to 12 months and then how much you got for each day, but it's not. What's going to happen is the same thing happened last time. They're going to give you a good chunk of rewards and be like, I'm so happy. This is a great project. No crypto project should be paying once a year. And I still say the same thing about grass. And I've said it in the grass Discord. Y'all have already rewarded once. So it's not like y'all trying to figure out how to do it like some projects or when to do it, because of going from testnet to mainnet stuff. Y'all have already got that far. What the hell's the problem? What the hell's the problem? Pay people. I don't know if there's any discussion at all about this, and that's why it's coming up. But season 2 is more good. Really? Please tell me how you justify that at all. How do you know it's gonna be more good? Because you went longer. Right now we're on 3 extra epochs. But I just, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go back. Let's keep going. What else is on X? I know they want the rates to go down and stuff like that. I understand that. I want to see rates go down too. But there's also a part that because of some of these tariffs and some of these things going on, cost of living is not going down. Inflation's still up. It's kind of dangerous to go and be dropping rates, if we all can be honest. But I'm not a financial expert. The token is HNT. Huh. Does anybody still believe that? I think they forgot the S in front of it with the I. Chirp. Brusho, man. Brusho. This is crazy. When you went to CoinMarketCap today and you looked for #1 trending token, I don't see it no more. I wonder if they removed it. But when you went earlier today on my phone, and I went to, because I was looking up my Natick stuff, and I went to most trending CoinMarketCap. I always go to most trending to see what it is. It was the Charlie Kirk token, and it's not there at all no more. So I'm wondering if CoinMarketCap, did it really go down that much? Oh no, here it is, number 14. It's sad, but you know, being in crypto as long as I have for 10 years now, I'd be surprised. I think what caught me more off guard was the sheer amount. It's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Kind of like DEPIN. Who sits right here and says, "Look, I know they've got 17 versions of Charlie token, but I think the 18th one." That's whatever it is. Whatever people can do to dump on each other, you know, people are going to try to jump on it. Sad, man. Sad, sad, sad. $2.5 million volume. $17.9 million volume, $9.3 million volume. These are two separate tokens. And what I read today was none of these tokens are set up as fundraisers. The man didn't need fundraisers. The man was set up, not that he knew something like this was going to happen, but in preparation for his family. And that's what I've been reading online too, is all these people want, all these companies want to come and do all these fundraisers and charities for his kids and stuff. The man was set up and ready. And I don't believe any of these that this is just sad, man. It's just, everybody wants decentralized things until decentralized things happen. Well, that's got a baby. Really? Maybe I need to catch one of his videos. But what I was just saying with him was, dude, I know that big ASIC shelter he got, at least one of them, was donated by that company for him to do videos on. I know he also had issues with it also. I don't know. I don't know how the man's head's above water unless he mined for so long. I know he was in Ethereum, a lot of Ethereum cards and Ethereum GPU minings and stuff like that, because that's where I kind of cut my teeth on the mining was I had GPU rigs with Ethereum, and I made some pretty good, decent money. I ain't got nothing to show for it now, but you know, maybe he's got it from that. But y'all know me, I don't hold grudges. Like Vosk helped me out a lot by me watching his videos. He has no idea who I am today. I want everybody to be successful, man. Especially the man's got a kid and stuff. I want everybody to be successful. He just sometimes he makes smarter decisions, but he doesn't look like he's going as crazy with the ASICs like he used to. But I don't know. Look at who farted. Look who showed up. Your ears must have been ringing. We were talking about you earlier, but you weren't here to win the prize. So, well, guys, it's 8:00. Unless y'all knew something else going on, y'all want to chit chat about. But I see my internet's failing again. OBS is going crazy with drop frames, so I'm sure it's having issues again. I'm trying to run all this off of my cell phone. I don't want to switch back to my home internet. Apparently somewhere, I might probably just have to restart the computer and restart OBS. But if I try to do that, the live's gonna fail. So I don't know what else. I got trying to do more videos, trying to do more, get more active again on YouTube, just because the algorithm is killing me. I'm watching the number of my views go down and that kind of stuff like that. Not that that's what drives me or anything like that, but sometimes you got to play the game. There's one or two projects I wanted to talk about, but I can't think of them right now. So Geode's up some, is it? Oh yeah. Who thought it's gonna be happy with that? That's a Geode loving fool. Up 10% today. Up 16% for 7 days, but there it was down to 15 cents, up to 17.5 cents. I don't know if they did some burning or anything like that, but hey, I'm happy to see it. I got 2 Geode stations running right now, hacking away, and I'm all for it, man. All for it. You know, this is going to be my perfect example of Grumpy's rule number whatever, that you can really love a project, but the mining aspect sucks of it. This is why I am dead set against yearly halvings. It's the GeoNet example. By next year's time, unless this token sees some kind of 5 or 10x, next year, after next June, who the hell is going to want to come and mine this for $1 a day when the devices are $700? That's why, that's why I like Wingbits. They're not doing halvings. They're doing this kind of like tiered type thing over time. But automatic halving, which is cutting your rewards in half. Even Entropy, you had almost like the helium thing to a point. I don't want to ever compare Entropy and helium, but this little aspect is the same. Where helium, you went from 100,000 miners to 900,000 miners at the same time you were doing a halving. Was it 2021? I think it was the first halving. 2021. Anyway, it was just a double hit to us. Wingbits was Entropy was kind of the same thing. You had all these ashes going on sale. Going online at the same time you had a yearly halving. I just don't like yearly halvings. I understand for the, tokenomics and that kind of stuff. You have to have some kind of mechanism in place and stuff like that. But to me, yearly halvings are lazy. I wish I knew a simpler way to explain the way that Wingbits is doing it. It was explained to me more than once, and I still don't really 100% get it. But it's basically solving the same thing, but without hurting your miners and your rewards, the people who supported your project and got your project off the ground. GeoNet, you're making $2 a day right now. Next June, which is 9 months away, if the token price stays the same, you're making $1 a day. and you have a $700 miner. Who's gonna invest in that after that point? Now you let the token do awesome, which is it's an awesome project, good fundamentals behind it. We know it's operating. We know that there's customers and stuff. That should give it enough gasoline during the next alt season. If we have an alt season, a hard alt season, then maybe your rewards go up enough that people do buy it. I don't know. Stake the my geode 6 7 months. You should have a W in the X size. Boy, you and your X sizes. I just think that's impossible at this point. Because what are you going to do with all these miners? I mean, unless you grandfather them in, but I think that's too crazy. Too crazy. What else? You got in helium because of Vosk. I'm proud to say I got in helium before Vosk. I know Synchrorbit screwed Vosk over bad with those custom devices. I still can't get my Synchrorbit online. The one I got last week, it still will not. I can go through the Black Helium app. I can go to add hotspot. I can see the Wi-Fi and the diagnostics of it, but when I press next, it fails. It will not onboard, and it's never been onboarded before at all. And I understand I have to pay for the onboard. I've onboarded enough helium devices in the last month or two that I know that it's on me now. But still, it just the Synchrorbit will not onboard for nothing. And I really needed another one to replace the one that I was putting on this tower because it's hurting all my other stations that witnessed. So mute. I actually was lurking, man. What's happening? So I don't even check. Has it actually updated any Wingbit stuff? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Wingbits announcements. Oh, we got an announcement. Let's see. Wingbits, due to some conflicts for Robin, the stage will be on Wednesday instead of Tuesday and a couple hours earlier than normal. 8:30 a.m. Dude, I'm just getting to work and pouring my first cup of coffee on my face at 8:30 a.m. Sorry for anyone. Oh yeah, the East Coast time is 6:30 a.m. Yeah, y'all gonna have to watch the YouTube version later. According to the format, we will go over the announcements and changelog items since the last AMA. This will help the community keep up with recent changes, even if you don't use Discord ever that much. Hope to see everyone on March 17th. Where's my calendar at? Where the hell did I put my phone at? Oh, hell. Oh, here it is. Oh, man. Let's see. We're going to put this in right now. September 17th. No meetings. That's a surprise. Wingbits AMA. Dude, there's no way I'm going to remember this at 8:30 in the morning. When I get to work at 8, it's chaos. There's always some new fresh hell going on. Wingbits AMA. Remind me 15 minutes and 30 minutes before. There we go, in my calendar. See y'all there. Oh, you know, Robin's busy pushing, man, pushing, hustling. That's why we got to move around, I guess. Conflicts for Robin. The man's hustling. If y'all watched my video today, I talked about that. He's hustling. Nothing changed, log. If y'all haven't checked out the maps, check out the maps. Maps had some different things going on. Map icons. Check it out. Check it out. That's your updates from Wingbits. I was going to ask you that same. I'm glad Odin asked about staking Geode because I didn't know if there was another place to stake. But you need like a darn good amount to stake. And let me ask you this. When you're staking Geode for the super hexes, what kind of percentage are you making, or what kind of like number are you making as far as that? I don't know what I have in. I don't even know how many. It's in my Exodus wallet, and I'm not showing y'all my Exodus wallet. That's for sure. Exodus says. Yeah, what's the minimum? Like, don't you have to have a minimum amount that you have to what about GeoNet Wingbits Spexy? Tomorrow? Yeah, I don't know how many Geo you need to do super hexes. I know it's a chunk. Tell you what, the prices must be going up because I can look at my Exodus wallet because that's where I keep almost all my crypto at, other than stuff that I keep on Phantom. And I can just tell by looking at the balance, it fluctuates so much. I can tell if crypto is having a good day or bad day. Solana, $233. Oh, Cardano's back to 90 cents. Dude, let Cardano go back to $3 again, please. Vet, it's at 2.5 cents. It needs a little help. Helium don't know down from up. Dog with hats at 92 cents. AVAX had a guy at work was telling me that his AVAX was jumping up. I haven't really looked at it. I wanted to look at GeoNet's Explorer to look at hexes. GeoNet.com. What's the difference between that and the usage map? The usage map's like heat zones, I guess. It's in the middle of nowhere. Oh. So even if you stake a hex, if somebody doesn't deploy there, what happens to your tokens? You get all your tokens back with no rewards, even though you took the chance? That's kind of jacked up. Yeah. I don't quite have, or don't quite have 10,000 geode yet. And having it help. Tell you what, though, they got some miners up in North Canada, though. Look at this. That's crazy. Apparently, they can handle the cold. 100%. That's impressive. I'm impressive with people going out their way. That's impressive. 39% rate. Yeah. Yeah. 20,000 geo tokens. That's impressive too. All right, guys, my stomach's growling. I'm starving. I haven't eaten. I don't know. See what happens with this rate cut. See what happens with crypto. I'm getting bored with some of my DEPIN projects. I'll tell you that. So I'm looking to get into something new. If I can get HiFix to ever pay me after being too much behind, I'll have some play money to get into something. I'm hoping I don't have to go and buy a weather station, a Nubla. Hoping somebody comes through for me. And I can go use that money that I was planning on buying a Nubla with to try out something else for y'all. See what that is. I'd like to find something fairly new, but looks concrete. I know we all would. But, you play this game. Do you get into something early? You listening to, they have more and more people. I know Axie's not going to like this. That's why I didn't really share it on X, but they got more and more people. There's this new, I don't know if I want to call it rhetoric, statement or something, but you got more and more people starting to say, don't get involved in projects, DEPIN projects, anything that don't have some type of TGE date. I don't know why, because these other DEPIN projects we were in before, Silencio, Nadix, Swordchain, and even these other ones that before those that I was involved in back then, they've all gone to TGE. Like, is there that many projects that I'm not aware of that are not going to TGE that are people are getting screwed on? Tech Hustler mentioned that in this video. I hope all y'all took a chance, took time to watch it. I told y'all don't shoot the messenger. I know some of y'all don't care for him, but you have to go watch that video about is DEPIN dead, because there are some points he makes. We've talked about it. I don't want to keep rehashing it and beating that dead horse, but we've all talked about how some of these projects that are making $300 and $400 on these devices, and there's nothing but some 3D plastic and an ESP32 inside of it, and proprietary software. That's the Motorola jingle. But I'm just starting to see more and more people in Twitter saying how they're not going to touch DEPIN projects that don't have a TGE and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that. You look at Wingbits. You can tell me that about Wingbits? Like, that's BS. But I don't know. Don't worry, actually. I think you're going to have some coverage up there soon for Wingbits. Possibly, maybe. If I can find a battery that can handle the cold. All by myself. I'm not going to sing to y'all. I'd lose the 10 people watching right now if I start singing all by myself. But we might be finding out my theory on what a standalone station, station is going to get, capturing all kinds of hexes with no other stations around. We'll see. Working on a deal right now. So might not be next week, not this week, next week. Shipping stuff to Canada is outrageous, and it takes long. For some reason, it takes a long time to get there. So we're working on it. You never know. Grumpy's going international, from South Louisiana to North America. but it's realistic. How many projects announce TGE and it gets moved? No, you're right. I mean, and I'll still argue against some of that and say, you look at, I know it's blending in, so forgive me if I'm wrong on one of these projects, but between Silencio, Nadix, and SwordChain, 2 out of 3 of them had a horrible TGE mainnet. Horrible. Like, it was rushed because there was so much pressure in the Discord when TGE, when mainnet, when TGE. So they're like, okay, guys, next week we're going to do it. They lost their listings on CEXs. Silencio pre-sold at a discount their tokens. It dropped and it killed the price. And people were already done with Silencio before it even went to mainnet because of it and didn't like how it was sold. Because you can only buy it if you were in some certain country, and people were pissed off. So I can fall on both sides of the argument. You don't rush, and that's why, despite how much I would really love to get a little Wingbits tokens, and I can't sit and pretend like I tell you I'm honest. I can sit and tell y'all I'm 100% happy that Wingbits moved back TGE. You do have, I have to agree with Robin, and I use the SwordChain, Silencio, Nadix, whatever one it was, example all the time, because you only have one chance to get it right. And if you can't sustain it long term because you rushed it, and you have tokens that just do this since the day they TGE, like Nadix and SwordChain, not Nadix, but SwordChain and Silencio, then people are going to wish that, why'd you rush it? You shouldn't have went that. You shouldn't have did it at that time if that's what was going to happen. Well, y'all the ones that rushed us, I mean, you're only down 80% since TGE. And really, it was lower than that, but it's come back up. I'm done with Silencio. I'm done with it. I'm done with the whole, I need to pay for a subscription so I don't have to watch King Henry get boned in the butt by a Spike ad or whatever the hell it is. Wait, that's what I wanted to see. So Silencio is still on MEXC and KuCoin. Go ahead. So it must be SwordChain I'm thinking of. I can't even type. My arms hurt so bad from the gym the last 2-3 days. I can't even reach out to type on my keyboard. Whew. Down 93%. And they're on material, immaterial. So they're not even on anything. This is what happens when you rush a TGE mainnet with no plan. Now, of course, SwordChain in their Discords, when this was occurring and they were getting dropped from the Dollar General versions of CEXs like MEXC, which if y'all have a Dollar General in y'all area, y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Some of y'all might still have TG and Ys. I know I just really dated myself, but some of y'all might still have TG and Ys. But anyway, the discount store CEXs, and they got, if you get dropped from them, God bless you. But they got $5,000 worth of $6,000 worth of volume. But this is an example of what happens if you rush a TGE. When we were getting this price, we thought we were doing very well. Now that we're getting this price, this sucks. I don't know. I don't know how you save this. I don't know if they've given up on the project. They haven't given up on the project because they started doing all the camera stuff. And you actually making halfway decent rewards with the camera, because we need another camera app out there when you're driving down the road. But can't rush TGE mainnet. Can't rush it. The Kazakhstan station. Kazakhstan station. Kazakhstan is a station that I was given as example of what a solo miner would look like with some decent elevation I don't know how many hexes this is. I didn't count. I don't know what the terrain is in Kazakhstan, but isn't that where Borat's from? But anyway, 600 tokens a day. So the way I look at it is even if I have to split this with a host, 60-40, 50-50, even 50-50 at 600 tokens a day, I'm still getting 300, which is still 200 more than I'm getting from my worst station if I pull my worst station. That's how I kind of look at it. And then he has to go do the work of going all the way to North Canada to get this installed. I don't know if he's even on I haven't seen him on the live tonight, so he might not know we're talking about him. But we'll see. We'll test it out. 90 minutes. I had to turn on my foot massager now. Oh. I still don't know what batteries they're using. If they're doing remote stations, I'm telling you right now, the LiFePO batteries that I've been looking at, there's enough people talking about them that when they start getting below a certain temperature, and 619 might know better than me, I want to say it was like 30 degrees, 32 degrees, they shut down. There's actually a control box inside, a controller inside of those LiFePO batteries that shuts, what's it called, BMS or something like that, that shuts it down to protect it when it gets really cold. So I can't go put a LiFePO battery up there. What I like about LiFePO batteries are they're a quarter of the weight. I've been using them at work. I love them. They are a quarter of the weight of a regular battery. This battery right here, I can pull this out without, this is what I use for my ham radio stuff. So I don't have to plug my ham radio into a power outlet like on your wall, because that adds RF and stuff like that when I'm running my HF radios and my really, low band HF radios, like at 3 megahertz and 7 megahertz and stuff. But this is a LiFePO battery. I can hold it with one hand. And this battery is a regular lead battery. And this battery, see the size difference? This battery is heavier than this battery, if y'all are familiar with LiFePO batteries. But lithium iron phosphate, deep cycle. So it will work from 0 Celsius to 45 Celsius. It discharge from -20 Celsius to +60 Celsius. That's the operating temperatures. But, oh, that hurt my arm so bad. Yep. Oh. God, I can't tell you where I'm going in Northern Canada because people snipe my stuff. Oh. For those 9 people still here, I know y'all gonna find this hard to believe. I know D Vaselino's got too much going on in life. He doesn't attend all my he does not attend all of my lives anymore. But after 2 years of talking about it, I have finally made contact with somebody in Chugwater. Stay tuned. The problem is I don't have no more stations to send them. I really think for the purpose of YouTube, I think D Vaselino, I think Axie needs to send me one more Geosauner for a DIY station for Chugwater. That's what I really think. I need another DIY. I'm not sending some guy I don't know. I'm not sending some guy I don't know a WB200. It ain't happening. Just in case I never see the guy again. If I lose a pie or I lose a La Potato, that's one thing. If I lose a $500, $450 WB200, I'm driving my butt to Chugwater and I'm gonna lose my job. When I go through the front door with a master key. Yeah. For those who, and I'm not even on the right screen, Chugwater. For those of y'all who followed me long enough, y'all know that chug water used to be a very, very big deal. And I don't think the rewards gonna be super great because they got stations, 100 miles around. But it's just the aspect of getting something in chug water and putting the blue dot there that would make me feel almost as satisfied as when TGE comes. But those negotiations have been way more I don't know if I want to use the word hostile. It ain't hostile, but it hasn't been as easy as the other ones. I can't get I was trying to get all my hexes to show up. Man, I'm almost touching Cuba, man. What I got, probably 1 or 2 hexes before that. International. Yep. So chug water will fill me in right here in the middle. And then North Canada will make me have to zoom really out. And I want to show this map. I just got to work on South America. Somebody offered me a spot in Brazil just so I can go international. But again, I'm not sending WB 200s all over the place. I have no idea what a Pride DX300 is going for nowadays. I don't have an amp. I really don't. It's one of the things I've always wanted to buy, but for as little as ham HF that I run, I borrowed a buddy of mine's for about 2 months, and I find that, it had helped. But I'm in the process of also setting up, because I ain't got nothing else to do with my time. Also setting up a WinLink gateway on HF and on VHF on Vera HF. I got the VHF finally set up, 400 foot on my buddy's tower. He had a VHF antenna that was been sitting up there, so he let me hook up to that. So I'm running WinLink VHF 85 watts on that, and now I have a spare HF rig here. I love my ICOM IC 7300, probably the best HF radio that I put my hands on. I think I get great reports. I want the new one that just came out with the HDMI and stuff on the back, but I have an old HF rig here that I'm gonna make a WinLink HF rig out of. But I know this ain't a ham video. Just okay. I always said, man, I know for a fact that I can fit one more station. My buddy's back door, he has a ham tower also in his backyard. And without giving away his house, he is on somewhere right here. Look, it's black. It's wide open for me, man. Wide open. I told him every time I see him, I see him once or twice a year. I tell him I will never ever forgive him from not letting me put a helium device here. There was a helium device here in the next hex over from helium that was making stupid money because it's up on a mountain overlooking all this, and it was witnessing all these stations before all these different hips came out, and it was literally making hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of helium a day when helium was not worth more than $10. And he's like, man, I'm not doing all that. I'm not putting that up. I'm gonna do a crypto, and he would not put it up for me. And then when he finally agreed, because I just every time I see him at conferences and stuff, he does all the RF for all the agencies in this general area. I don't want to give out too much information, but I know y'all probably never seen it. I don't think I ever shared it, but I have a picture of me at the Hollywood sign, literally at the Hollywood sign. If you've ever seen those movies, an accurate picture of Hollywood, and it has next to the Hollywood sign, it has those two towers. I think it's two towers or one big microwave tower. It has all those radomes on it and antennas on it and stuff. His radio system that he runs, he has repeaters, backup repeaters, and the main system for that public safety that he is managing and running. He is on that Hollywood sign. So I got to go inside of the building that's up there by the Hollywood sign, behind the scenes, and because I wasn't walking up there, but that was cool. But anyway, and then I got another buddy that is real big up in Santa Monica because he always tells me stay away from Santa Monica. But I said, dude, I gotta come see the pier one day. And he's like, no, you don't. Stay away from Santa Monica. But you know that hex is already taken up, so you don't have to worry about me going to Santa Monica or the Boo in Malibu. But anyway. Helium said IT is $1 billion business, but they only bring in $117 a day. Man, you saw that Twitter post I just posted? I mean, I just showed you. Helium's it, man. That's the next big coin. Like, who sits there and puts that on Twitter? Like, put the acid down, dude. Please. Flight Radar talking about Swedish flight training platform has sold a 35% stake to London-based private equity firm for Sprint Capital. No, I did not see that. Flight Radar 24 sold a 35% stake to London-based private equity firm from Sprint Capital, a deal valuing the company at $500 million. So they're trying to say that Flight Radar 24 is worth $500 million. That's crazy. Think about it, though. They have a great model. What expenses they have, other than probably running some servers and some office personnel? They don't pay any of their contributors for their ADSB information at all. It's all these, I don't want to talk nothing negative about people because I was into this years ago, but dude, that's absolutely crazy. So all these people are submitting this data for free. It's crazy. So Flight Radar doesn't have to pay anybody anything, and then the commercial people who want the data pay Flight Radar. Learn about GPS jamming. I was trying to see if it would show me where all the stations are. I don't mess with Flight Radar, but I am interested in this article. I don't know enough about GPS jamming and spoofing. I know I see people talk about it with different crypto stuff, but that's one thing I just too lazy, don't have time for. And the article don't want to open. Imagine that. Oh, there. Mm. Jay Styles, I did read that yesterday. As a matter of fact, that actually it was like somebody from Twitter X said, "Y'all don't lose hope on helium" or something like that. And basically, what he said, what Jay Styles says is, "Did you hear helium? Did you know helium had an OG whale that was keeping the token price static, selling when it went up, and they just shelled out like $5 million to buy him out, OTC, to let price start to rise." Now, what I read was that he just finally was done, that he no longer can sell it or something like that. I took that as he finally sold all this helium. I bet he wished he would have sold it $50 or $40, like me. I wish I would have sold it. Now I got all kinds of helium at $2.50 each. Oh, all right, boys and girls. I know I said this before, but I'm starving. Like I said, for those who weren't here, I literally had my daughter start when I was on my way home running late. I had my daughter start my computer, open up OBS for me, get all my stuff ready, just so I can come in here and immediately start it. I didn't even barely talk to my dog, so I'm sure she's mad at me. Everybody keep your heads up. What else you gonna do? I'm gonna keep looking around for some new DEPIN type stuff. See what's out there. Try to do some more videos. Love your neighbor, despite what they say or what signs in front of their house. What else can you say? It's crazy times we live in. Hopefully, Axie gives us TGE on Wingbits before Christmas. That'd be a hell of a Christmas present. Hell of a Christmas present. But just remember, especially y'all that have multiple stations like me, 20% bonus every station until TGE. And I'll just suck it up with a vacuum. TGE 20%. I mean, bonus 20%. So that's the positives. I can tell you this though. I had somebody bought a WB200 from my code on Helium Deploy yesterday. So people still buying them. They're not scared. It's steady. I get one or two stations probably. I don't like lying to y'all. I'm gonna say it's a week, but maybe 10 days, but close to at least a week on either High Fix or Helium Deploy. I see a WB200, and occasionally, which thank you, because I get a little bit of residual from it, but there are still some MGW310s being sold, which I just thought that with what the rewards are for GeoNet, that those would kind of die off and it would just be WB200s. But I would say I'm still 75-25 WB200s to MGW310s. So it goes to show you, people are still stacking up. Nublas have been kind of a steady thing also. They're out of Ashlers. Those AI, whether the IG3s or IG gates or whatever they were called, I didn't think people wanted a $900 something AI device. Those sold pretty good. I'm wondering if I missed something. To me, it's a box that sits there and you can ask the AI, why did I even buy you? And it can answer it for $900. But sold at least, not me selling them, you know what I mean? Like, I see my code being used on several of them. I was quite, I figured for $900 there'd be 3 or 4 that were sold, maybe 5. But the day they went on sale, they sold more than that. And I still see every now and then, I see one being sold. $900. That's crazy. At least I think that's what they were. But yeah. Go to show you, some people just love DEPIN. They want to be involved in everything DEPIN. You know, what Michael Scott said in the office? You miss 100% of the shots you don't make or you don't take, you know? Milkman, that is, you are correct that a single unit is better. One goes down, you don't lose both, but a single WB200 right now is about, I'm going to lie to you, so we're going to look it up live and see what a WB200 is. So you know a GeoNet is $700 right there. And you're looking at 500. So if you bought these things separately, you're looking at 570. You're looking at $1,200. Or with this, you're saving 100. And then also, if you saw my video yesterday, if you buy this right now, you get a free Nubla Marco. I released that in the video yesterday. And I do not believe that you're going to see any more Astros on helium deploy because Entropy has their, what they call it, their bodega set up, their online store where you can buy this at. I don't think I've seen anybody use my code at the bodega. Because let's be honest, it is what it is. Rewards have gone down. I know it's nothing, as they say, but you know, and some people sell right away and they get deleted out and they give me some sad story. But ladies and gentlemen, it says right here, critical information, G to the leader. And what the hell G to the leader is? How do you not read this before you buy something? But what I was saying is that when you're making $1.20, $1.30 a day, and you got to go buy the Entropy Ashler, and you got to go buy, what's the Entropy Ashler go for? $140. Then you have to buy those came down some. Oh well, no, because Solana also went up a lot, huh? So 0.969, 0.969. So you're looking at $225 for the NFT. So $225 plus the device, like $400, huh? For the device, you're making $1 something a day. So even I still have a snake I want to sell, and I'm probably going to regret not selling it earlier, as usual, like every other crypto decision I make. There's a snake right here. Bought it for 2 Solana. That's $400. Well, you're not even getting all $400 because a good chunk of it goes towards the NFT to Magic Eden. Maybe I just need to come list my snake and see what happens. So they got 2 snakes right here for 2.2. One time these things were almost 4 Solana. Not to expect people to spend $800 for that, but 2.7. Yeah, maybe one day I just gotta list my my snake NFT, and I got a very rare whale also extra one that I could probably sell. Yep. Let me see. $959. What it does is it develops a centralized high performance edge AI network. Hey, it is on peak, so I'm hoping it picks peak up. God, peak needs his own life support. But this is like what they were talking about before, is overpriced hardware. Is when you look at this as a CPU with 16 gigs of RAM, of DD4 RAM at that, for $959. You can go build a computer for this, but I guess it's got the software. You know, I still want to find out about the node and what people are doing with the node. Because a part of me says, if I'm going to spend $300 on this, I have to worry about upkeep. I have to worry about, putting this next to 2 or 3 other weather stations already. If I'm making something similar by hosting a node and paying the same price, I might just host a node. You still support the project, right? I don't know. What else? Brushell's still in stock. Look at that. I'm overdue to go back to the dentist. They're gonna say, "Man, how you kept your teeth so clean?" I'm gonna tell them Brushell. Here's my referral code. What else? Man, I can't believe they really still sell fry crap. Are you joking? Like who's buying this? You want to talk about people that don't do anything? What the hell is the turtle? I didn't even know Fry was still around. I don't think I've ever seen a project on here with 20 with half as many votes as saying it's a scam. And who puts fully legitimate? Who other than you must work there if you put fully legitimate. You went about screwing people over. You were doing everything. Every DEPIN project that came out, Fry also had a license for it. Name it, Fry was also doing it. Oh, I won't even click on this one, but the fact that you can make DEPIN tokens while you and your significant other are enjoying special time in the bedroom, I think is just hilarious. That's why I say you can't make fun of me for this one when you got people buying this one. I don't even want to click on it because I don't know what the picture's going to be and I don't want to get in trouble, but I just think it's funny. Is anybody else in Beamable? I've heard a lot of talk about Beamable. It was something I was kind of interested in, but all they have on here for sale is the node. Is there other aspects of Beamable that is not just the node? Because I've heard several people talk about this. Tempe's another one I was asked about. This don't even have a cheap version. The cheapest one's $600. Anyway, those are nice teeth. Those are scams. I'm not gonna say they're scams. What I will say is that it goes along with the argument of if you're gonna sit and argue and complain about what's that goofy one that does the green box that does the air and the light sensor or the sound sensor and the light sensor that somebody did a video on that was plastic with an ESP32 and 2 sensors in it that wanted what they wanted like $500-$600 or something like that, $300 or something. you can't complain about that and then not complain about a node, because a node, you're getting a license for $300, or in this case, Tempe, $600. You're getting a license and you're running it on your own hardware. At least with some of these other ones, you're getting hardware that might be way overpriced. With some of these nodes, you're just getting, like they really got it made. They don't even have to worry about shipping you devices or getting, some poor kid in a sweatshop to manufacture it, wherever that might be. Polite. Thank you. Polite. The dude says, says, he's behind a turtle. You better check how big them hexes are before you go put at a turtle in California. I don't know. California, you might have somebody find out you have a turtle locked up inside your house or in your backyard, and who knows who's going to show up over there. You might end up in jail. Hey, 619 has a turtle that's locked up in his backyard. Yeah. All right. I appreciate it. It's 9 o'clock. We're at the 2-hour mark. I thank everybody for their continuous support. I know I said it already once. I'm not going to get distracted in this time. And for those of y'all who I don't see on Discord or anything like that, I hope you'll have a great weekend. Enjoy your time with family. Some people need to reach down and touch grass, as they say. Or go find Jesus or God or whoever you want to pray to. Sometimes, even if you just don't even believe in God, just taking a second to just meditate. Take some deep breaths outside. I think a lot of people need that right now. So some people say words don't hurt, but I disagree. But these days and times, it's crazy times. So thank y'all for watching. Appreciate the support. Thank y'all very much. And we'll see y'all on the next video. I'm going to eat.